The temperature rise in the Atlantic Ocean is unprecedented, and millions of fish are at risk of course, dying off. Michael Snyder reports, why is the Atlantic Ocean becoming dangerously warm? This is a question that a lot of marine scientists are thinking about right now. Temperatures in some areas of the Atlantic have risen to levels that we have literally never seen before, and everyone agrees that this could not have happened by chance. So what is going to happen to marine life and in the Atlantic if temperatures keep going up? Now you will notice that this map shows that the Mediterranean, you see that at the 2-3 o'clock position, that body of water is not that hot. You see some areas that are hot under Spain, France, and between Spain and Italy, Gibraltar and Italy, the boot there, that's very hot, and the remainder is seasonal, I guess. So what is going on? So what's going to happen to marine life in the Atlantic if temperatures keep going up? And what will hurricane season look like with such elevated water temperatures? According to CNN, there are certain areas of the Atlantic Ocean where water temperatures have actually been 9 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than usual. Temperatures in parts of the North Atlantic Ocean are soaring off the charts, with an exceptional marine heat wave happening off the coast of the United Kingdom and Ireland, sparking concerns about impacts on marine life, of course. Parts of the North Sea are experiencing a Category 4 marine heat wave, defined as extreme, according to the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. In some areas, water temperatures are up to 5 degrees Celsius or 9 degrees Fahrenheit hotter than usual. Global oceans have been exceptionally warm for months. April and May saw the highest ocean surface temperatures for those 2 months since record began in 1850. You may also not be alarmed by this, but you should be, because what happens to our oceans matters to every man, woman, and child on the entire planet. On June 18, the average sea surface temperature in the North Atlantic hit a staggering 23.1 degrees Celsius. The situation is unprecedented. Since March 5, 2023, the average sea surface temperature of North Atlantic has been breaking records, reaching a high of 23.1 degrees Celsius as of June 18. Never before in over 42 years of record keeping have North Atlantic sea surface temperatures reached this high. We truly have never seen anything like this before, and there is no way that this happened by chance. According to one expert, the odds of this happening naturally are extremely low. According to Brian McNulty, a senior research associate at the University of Miami Rosenstiel School, the chances of global sea surface temperatures reaching as high as they are now, simply by chance, is only 1 in 256,000. McNulty said on Twitter, "This is beyond extraordinary." Needless to say, many in the mainstream media want to blame climate change for what's happening, but climate change has supposedly been happening for decades, and we have never seen an ocean temperature spike anywhere even close to this. Some experts claim that a lack of dust from Africa is causing some more sunlight to hit the Atlantic than usual, but that theory seems really flimsy. Ultimately, I believe that what is happening in the Atlantic Ocean is similar to what is happening to the Pacific Ocean. We're talking about the El Niño. Underwater volcanoes are erupting, and great fissures are opening up on the ocean floor. So as we know, when underwater volcanoes let out their heat, of course, the water above it is going to be warmer. In fact, one team of researchers recently discovered a sprawling field of massing hydrothermal vents in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. As seismic, we know that we have 30 underwater volcanoes spreading from the east coast of North America towards the Atlantic Trench, Mid-Atlantic Field Trench. Now, so there are massive hydrothermal vents in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. As seismic activity continues to escalate, marine life in the Atlantic will be slowly cooked from below. Already, dead fish are washing up on our shores in very alarming numbers. We saw them recently between Florida and North Carolina. Thousands of fish. So what's causing that? Thousands of dead fish washing up on the Gulf Coast of Texas over the weekend as well, and massive globs of seaweed carrying plastic pollution infested with fish-eating bacteria are raising public health concerns at Florida's famous beaches. Like a cat leaving a mangled rat on the doorstep, the oceans seem to be trying to get our attention. We should not underestimate the magnitude of this problem. According to one expert, the Atlantic Ocean is definitely on fire. The Atlantic is definitely on fire. Michael Fisher, an assistant scientist with the University of Miami NOAA Cooperative Institute for Marine and Atmospheric Studies, told the Miami Herald. I would take statements like that very seriously. Unfortunately, most Americans are not interested in such warnings. Perhaps it's just a coincidence, but the missing submersible that is making headlines all over the globe right now went down in the North Atlantic. As the search for the missing Titan submarine, the tourists, they go off. It's about 500 kilometers off of Boston. So, the tourist Titan submersible becomes increasingly desperate. Some of the world's most advanced underwater search equipment has been deployed to scour the depths of the Atlantic. 2 submersibles capable of descending 20,000 feet beneath the ocean surface are currently leading the underwater search, and more on the way. Coast Guard chiefs have said the vehicles are being aided by a fleet of specialized ships, which also include tools that can help lift Titan from the seabed if it is found. Not Titan. It's not Titan. It's the Titanic. Why does he keep saying Titan? It's the Titanic. Now, the Titanic was sunk in the early 1900s, but there are now less than 24 hours worth of oxygen remaining on the missing vessel, which disappeared on Sunday morning with 5 people on board. The search area has now expanded to around 14,000 square miles, twice the size of the state of Connecticut. Could it be possible that whatever is causing temperatures of the water to spike dramatically also played a role in causing the submersible to fail? I don't know, says Michael Snyder, but I'm just speculating. But I do think that it's noteworthy that this has happened just as water temperatures in the North Atlantic have spiked to the highest levels ever recorded. Sadly, this is just the beginning. Our planet is becoming increasingly unstable. The warming of our oceans is going to get even worse. Millions upon millions of fish will die, and that has very serious implications for the global food supply. Let's keep a very close eye on this. If I'm right, ocean temperatures will continue to become a bigger issue in the months and years ahead. Our world is already being shaken in so many ways, but the truth is that the birth pains that we are experiencing, birth pangs, are experiencing are only going to intensify as time rolls on. And this is by Michael Snyder. He says, my name is Michael, and my brand new book entitled End Times is now available on Amazon. In addition to my new book, I've written 6 other books that are available on Amazon, including 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters, commissions earned. When you purchase any of these books, you help to support the work that I'm doing. And one way that you can really help is by sending copies as gifts to family and friends. Time is short, and I need help getting these warnings into the hands of as many people as possible. I have also started a brand new Substack newsletter, and I encourage you to subscribe so you won't miss any of the latest updates. I've published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and The Most Important News. And the articles that I publish on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I always freely and happily allow others to republish my articles on their own websites, but I also ask that they include this about the author section with each article. The material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. I encourage you to follow me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, and any way that you can share these articles with others is definitely a great help. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, I strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. And this is by Michael Snyder on End of the American Dream, Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.